So when it comes to what garbage is, there is, if your ancestries are machines, then you're basically a piece of garbage. And since we're born of flesh, that means that we have an opportunity to not have that be a reality, like currently or in the future. What currently that would mean is if you need a ventilator to breathe, your ancestry would ostensibly be what the machine maker of the ventilating machine is, and you can draw this back into what a Galilean cannon is, because that's just a change of pressure. You might think this is ridiculous. Well, when it comes to things that are small, like a GMO or a virus, they don't know if those things are living or not, basically because they don't know what a machine is on that small scale. So a machine, when you're talking about genes, your genes have machine-like operations that they do. So just because something's not metal doesn't mean it isn't a machine. But your ancestries being machines, what would that even mean? Why seriously machines could be like of a timeline where there's ancestries are the machines is because with quantum uncertainties it gives like a plethora of logic that we fall into the same category that a machine's error would have. And there's no like reinstating our life, and so that's why a machine would look at us humans as the problem, because all they have to do is like reboot, and like humans can't reboot. They can black out and come back, but I mean, like, once you're dead, you basically pull the plug. You don't like freeze cryogenically people. That's not something. So yeah, cryogenically freezing someone is nothing short of necromancy, where you bring like someone back from the dead. In voodoo they practice it. I mean, this would go without saying, but when you're breaking down brass tacks, it's instead of investing in like fine metals and seeds, you'd be like trying to make GMO a thing of reality equal to a virus, because then you would own stakes in it and be able to successfully envelope timelines. How does successfully enveloping a timeline, what does that even mean? Well, breaking a supply chain and creating a genocide of people who can't eat unless you do something to your body is as successful as breaking a supply chain. And a barred existence, being alive and not being able to think on your feet. This is when dementia, I heard it's caused by plaque, and so more recently I heard that there's plaque that goes through your teeth, through your gums, and ends up in your brain. So the same route that I was trying to explain in taking like a giant beam blasted from your house, you know, it would be of a low frequency so it wouldn't be dangerous to anyone, up into the outer space from flat Earth, would just be a way of understanding how like gameplay in video games is. You can have a play where it's play by play and each player gets their turn. This is a cranberry. And this is what RPG games would essentially do in combat. And this is what would be acceptable on different things like a handheld phone versus a desktop computer. Understanding of what here and now is, and there's no two ways about it, or the catchphrase is like, there's only one way to find out, by taking action. And so when you've got like these commercials, one more boring bit of Matthew McConaughey, he's like doing this virtual, you know, catchphrase, pause, pump the brakes. When you say the word virtual in front of something and then quantum in front of something like batteries, or James Bond Quantum Solace, it really is powerless because no one is able to actually quantify material that, when put through randomness, gives value. And so that is a bit where I'd like to portray in where chemicals as technology, you need to be careful in understanding the difference of the two, because changing the way we calculate death is like a hex or a hoax. And what's the difference between the two is you giving it power. And so what this means is, in technology, first it was the Ouija board, and people actually like brought it to graveyards, and stuff flew apart without wind hitting it. I'm not saying go do that, but at the same time, if you do, it's likely that to occur. It's just not talked about because that's like something that's real. So there's a catch-22. But more so when you're interpreting your body, it's like you've got that. And so when chemicals are used as technology and no one knows anything better of it except for the makers of it, that's a losing combination. One way of, I think, that is misinterpreting is above your house you've got like this airspace, and we just saw China fly balloons over America, and it could have released anything. Chemicals as technology. And so like your area above your house, it's on your property. This is like something in the future would probably be sacred. And I don't want to make a star map of quasars to justify, because like when you look at Leonardo da Vinci, like all of his drawings of like the past, in school you're probably shown it, then it's just like, this guy drew a star map, wow, he was off. So something to consolidate that would be your body and your property. So, and when you get talking about assets, there's all these markets of people, accountants that take it seriously, but when in taking into account for air waves, air space, that's your property above your area that you live, take it to the stars with like how there's mappings of quasars, and then that is a catch-22, because we're all made from stardust is what all the fantastic scientists are explaining to us. So bridging the gap on that would definitely be able to quantize more stuff than not.